Each year, June 12 brings together organizations, governments, civil society, and millions of people from around the world to focus on the impact of child labor and collective efforts to eliminate this global occurrence. Hi there, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. Today we observe World Day Against Child Labor, and we will share with you how our government is calling on communities to help end the practice and allow children to achieve their dreams, and so much more. Do stay with us.
Did you know that in a recent survey done by the OCA in schools across Jamaica, 43% of the students received inappropriate messages from strangers? The OCA wants you to be smart online. Never speak to persons you don't know. Parents, encourage your children to be social but be smart.
This message was brought to you by the Office of the Children's Advocate with support from UNICEF.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 12. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica is making investments in its labor force to prepare for the fourth industrial revolution. According to the Prime Minister, the humanness of the world of work is diminishing as automation subsumes labor input. He says Jamaica has to embrace the technological changes while protecting the labor force.
We understand that we must upskill our labor force and make the investments in creating our digital and knowledge society to compete effectively for the jobs of the future. We recognize that there is much more to be done for the Jamaican worker. However, much progress is being made within a cooperative and collaborative framework of social consensus building and respect for the human element as the center of the social contract for development.
Prime Minister Holness was addressing the 108th Centenary Conference of the International Labour Organization in Geneva, Switzerland earlier today. While in Switzerland, the Prime Minister is expected to hold a series of high-level meetings with multilateral agencies, including the World Trade Organization. He's also slated to meet with the Jamaican diaspora. Mr. Holness returns to the island tomorrow. While he's on assignment, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang is in charge of the government. In Parliament Tuesday, Dr. Chang sought and secured extensions for the zones of special operations in Mount Salem and Denham Town for an additional 60 days. As he asked the House for more time to continue the intervention, Minister Chang said both ZOSOs were recording success. Since the Mount Salem ZOSO was declared, the authorities have only recorded 3 Category 1 crimes, which include murder, shooting, rape, robbery, and break-in. Denham Town has seen a 59% overall reduction in Category 1 crimes, including 58% fewer murders.
While our ambitions are much greater than that which has been reported here, we continue to be motivated by the gains we have made so far. Likewise, as we are cognizant that the social intervention phase of the operation will be a long-term initiative, we ask that consideration be given to allowing the requisite time necessary to effect meaningful transformation and ensure the country of sustainability in the gains we have made.
The Denham Town ZOSO has been extended to August 19, while the Mount Salem operation will be in effect until September 7. Still on national security, the ministry is reporting that the Jamaica Eye National CCTV program will be fully operational by September 2019. The ministry says it continues the steady rollout of cameras while it integrates and upgrades existing Government of Jamaica camera systems. Under the 3-phase program, initial focus is on the parishes of St. James, St. Catherine, Kingston, and St. Andrew. Businesses and private citizens with camera systems outside of their homes and offices, which face public spaces, are being encouraged to register their feeds with Jamaica Eye. This can be facilitated by logging on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm or emailing jamaicaeye@mns.gov.jm. Minister Fayval Williams is asserting that the passage of the Information and Communications Technology ICT Authority Bill is critical to improving the use of technology across government. The Science, Energy and Technology Minister was piloting the bill in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. She told her colleagues that shared ICT corporate services in government would further position Jamaica as a knowledge-based and digital society.
Essentially, its purpose will be to change the way how citizens interact with the government and vice versa. Change how basic services are delivered to citizens and increase the level of efficiency in the delivery of government services through the seamless integration of digital capabilities.
The bill will also facilitate the transfer of the functions of eGov Jamaica Limited and the Office of the Chief Information Officer to the ICT Authority, which is to be established. This will in turn streamline ICT spend, drive efficiency, reduce unnecessary bureaucracy, and improve service delivery across and within ministries, departments, and agencies of government. In other news, the results of the inaugural Primary Exit Profile (PEP) examinations will be announced by Friday the 21st of June. Minister with Oversight for the Education Ministry, Carl Samuda, announced in yesterday's press briefing that the ministry was in the final stages of preparing the reports for release to schools. He said PEP scores would be reported using a scaled score, which allows for more accurate reporting on students' performance.
In keeping with regional and international best practices, we have moved away from reporting raw scores. It will allow for a more accurate reporting of student performance.
In addition to releasing the results to schools, Minister Samuda said parents would be provided with a student summary report on the performance of their children. This report will include each student's scale scores, placement, and interpretation of the scores. 41,617 grade 6 students sat the examination between February and April this year. Jamaica is the first country in the English-speaking Caribbean to join the Coalition of Finance Ministers for Climate Action. The Finance Ministry says Jamaica is among 30 countries to join the coalition, which was launched in April at the spring meetings of the World Bank Group and International Monetary Fund. It aims to drive stronger collective action on climate change and its impacts, using the 7 Helsinki Principles, which promote national climate action, especially through fiscal policy and the use of public finance. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says the island is engaged in a strategic approach that will enable us to apply prudent public financial management principles to disaster risk financing. And finally, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is urging the public to be vigilant when receiving potable water in light of the prevailing dry spell. The ministry's warning comes as it investigates concerns raised about the quality of drinking water distributed by private trucking companies. It says production, distribution, and water quality checks on potable domestic and commercial water are carried out weekly by public health inspectors. Persons are urged to only source water from the National Water Commission or a list of ministry-approved sources, which can be obtained from the respective parish health departments. Consumers are also encouraged to ensure the water sourced is not discolored, is free of odor or foreign matter, and where possible to do additional quality checks. If the quality of the water is in doubt, the public is advised to treat the water by boiling or adding household bleach. After bleach is added, stir and allow to stand for 30 minutes before consuming. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
We are children and we have rights. We have a right to be
Protected, provided for,
and included. Don't beat me up, don't belittle me, and please don't molest me.
I am under 13. I should not be working for a living.
That is child labor. It is illegal.
Stop leaving me alone. I am too young to provide for myself. I need your guidance.
Protect our nation's children. They have rights too. To learn more about children's rights, call or visit the offices of the Child Development Agency.
Approximately 152 million children across the world are still involved in child labor in almost every sector of the global economy. This year, the International Labour Organization ILO celebrates 100 years of promoting decent work and advancing social justice. Our government has joined this move of promoting decent work. Take a look.
The culture of Jamaica is such that our parents would have instilled in us the value of work. And there is nothing wrong with parents ensuring that children understand the value of work. But when that crosses the line to getting our children engaged in illegal activities, such as scamming, when that crosses the line to get our children engaged in illegal activities such as becoming involved in the illegal sex trade and human trafficking, when that crosses the line such that being involved in work deprives the child of the opportunity of education, then that is not the kind of child labor that any country can be proud of. Many of our parents continue to take children out of school to help them in the markets on a Thursday and on a Friday. I can well understand and appreciate the need for the support of the household so that you can go to school on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But parents, you have to desist from doing that. The government has provided the resources necessary to ensure that children can remain in school for the full 5 days per week. And I encourage all parents, no matter how you are struggling, to take advantage of the support that the government gives through the PATH program and other means. There is no excuse for parents to take their children out of school to support them in any form of economic activity.
Mommy,
Yes, Zoe?
can we read this book? It will only take 10 minutes.
Sure, sit down. Every spring, Madame Angel Wing arranges.
Do you have 10 minutes? Read with your child today. Reading with your children for just 10 minutes each day helps develop their language and listening skills, stimulates their imagination, and expands their understanding of the world. So, start reading with your child today.
This year's World Day Against Child Labour is being observed under the theme, Children Shouldn't Work in Fields, but on Dreams. We now bring you the story of Christoph, Kimberly, and Damani, students pursuing their dreams in the field of the arts.
There's a sort of purposeful selection of the sequence in these human movements. The symbolic significance of hands massaging the air and feet beating to the vibrations of songs. They're focused, energized, ready, and raring to go. If you think about it, they are just like you and I. Well, of course, that's if you can dance. But one thing might be different.
I've been there for 23 years, and I've been dancing for 10 years. I've been there for 21 years, and I've been dancing for 14 years. So I've been hard of hearing ever since I was born until now, and I've been dancing for 16 years.
Yes, persons like Christoph, Kimberly, and Damani dance. And despite nature's act of removing a seemingly valuable aspect of their senses, These three are pursuing a certificate in dance at the Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts, but not without some challenges.
Well, my experience here, at first, when the three of us just arrived, we were a bit awkward in terms of communicating, but then we were able to learn from each other, learning from the hearing students, and we were able to, we had issues as well with the rhythm, keeping up with the rhythm at all times, but then we were eventually able to catch up and we started to improve gradually. So for me, my main issue is timing. So I try to work along closely with the other students in the class and the teacher as well. And then eventually I'm able to catch up with the timing in terms of the music. So my challenge during class, it's really to ensure that my body is moving with the timing and the music.
Deaf dancers do move on the beat and in one accord with the rhythm, but the surprising element in this for most persons is just how are they able to, or even why did they choose dance?
I hear a little of the music and I can feel the vibration on the floor as well. So it's not that bad for me. So I use that method throughout.
With his sense of touch heightened through his loss of hearing, Damani can interpret the music through the vibrations he feels. Deaf dancers are visual learners, so for them, their instructors sign the moves or the counts. While other dancers are busy remembering the details of the moves, those like Damani, Kimberly, and Christoph are counting, keeping time, and watching keenly what their hearing peers are doing so they can interpret the steps.
So I chose to study dancing because dancing is my life. It's my passion ever since. So I want to learn more and more about dancing. I don't want to give up. I don't want to stop. I want to continue. Because my goal is to become a dancer in the future. So when I'm finished at Edna Manley College, I want to become a dancer and I want to perform around the world. So my goal is to become a dance teacher so that I can empower younger deaf children who really love dancing and empower them so that they can, be as good as I am. It's their turn.
But for acting dean at the School of Dance, being deaf is not the biggest obstacle for becoming a great dancer.
I don't want to describe what we have as challenges. I want to describe them as opportunities to learn. But fundamental to dance is the ability to demonstrate and for the dancer to use their eyes and observe and learn the experience in a visual way and then demonstrate what it is that they have been taught. I think one of the interesting things about the deaf students is that their other senses are heightened. And so they're able to access the information in other ways and quite differently from the hearing students. So it's very interesting to see the learning dynamics, but the end result and the objective or the learning outcome of the experience are still achieved. And we're very happy about that because ultimately we want them to succeed.
And while for the school it is the first time opening its gates to persons like Christoph, Kimberly, and Damani to study dance,
they're eager to receive the information. And we're inspired by this drive to learn and to succeed. So even though we have an interpreter, the interpreter is also learning from the experience because we have interpreters who have never been in a school environment like this where dance is concerned. So they're also learning new language. It somehow feels as though they've brought more to us.
For many of the deaf community, the fear of fitting in lingers. But for Christoph, Kimberly, and Damani, dancing is passion-driven and determination-ruled.
Well, I hope that what we've done here at the Edna Manley College in terms of opening our doors to 3 deaf students will encourage others and inspire them to go after their dreams.
So I remember in high school, there was a quote that says, "I believe I can achieve." I go by that. So in the Bible, it talks about, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I believe I can achieve.
The Management Institute for National Development is a government public training institution that contributes to national development by continually providing the Jamaican public sector with quality leadership development options. But there's so much more to what MIND does. Watch this.
Established in 1994 as the premier government training institution and later as an executive agency of the government, the Management Institute for National Development, MIND, stands tall as a crucial driver to the transformation and modernization of the public sector in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean.
MIND is really the outgrowth of a combination of public sector entities. And the individuals who were very crucial in the formation of MIND and bringing the various entities together were Dr. Garnet Brown and Dr. Carlton Davis.
MIND continues to add to national development by providing the Jamaican public sector with quality leadership development options, management training, supporting services, and outreach that sustain a culture of enterprise, efficiency, and responsiveness to the publics they serve.
Training and development is really the heart of public sector transformation, and so we saw the need to bring a more coordinated and structured approach to how it is that we facilitated learning and development across our public service and how we would want to see that supporting public sector transformation now and in the years ahead. And so working with key stakeholders across the public service, we created the public sector learning framework. As a country, we want to be dynamic, and being dynamic means that we are going to have to keep in step with all the changes around us, and we need our public sector to be constantly developed so that we can transform as a public sector to be responsive to the needs of our citizens and to a developing economy and towards developed country status as well.
Registered with the University Council of Jamaica UCJ as a tertiary level institution, the programs and courses at MIND are offered at the certificate, diploma, Associate of Science degree, and postgraduate diploma levels. Yes! Over 50 individual offerings of programmed courses run throughout the year, utilizing the face-to-face and/or online delivery modality, in addition to those learning interventions that are facilitated in a customized format.
Here at MIND, we use a competency-based education and training philosophy. What that simply means is that our participants, having completed a program here at MIND, they're able to go back to their organizations immediately to transfer that learning. We have 3 product lines: scheduled programs, where we deliver over 50 programs and courses on an annual basis, and that is presented to the public through a schedule of learning products, and so they'll look to see what are the product offerings and they can access those programs and courses. However, you have some of our clients who want something done specific to them, so we design, develop, and deliver those programs under our customized brand. We also have our consultancy arm of the business, and with that we respond to terms of references that will be advertised by our public sector stakeholders in the newspaper or on the online portal, or some of them will contract us directly.
MIND is pleased to introduce its newest product line, MindReach, which is aimed at empowering unreached and underserved stakeholders. Through this medium, MIND is able to connect with its local communities through various developmental and transformational projects. The institution's partners include Caribbean Leadership Project CLP, Center for Creative Leadership CCL, National College for Educational Leadership NCEL, Cave Hill School of Business and Management, Jamaica Civil Service Association JCSA, Strategic Human Resource Management Division in the Ministry of Finance and Public Service SHRMD, and ministries, departments, and agencies of government.
The time that I spent at MIND and the subjects that I was exposed to, I mean, they have tremendously helped me in carrying out my work. I am considered a good leader in the JSF, or an outstanding leader, and it is as a result of my exposure to this training at MIND.
Having joined the Jamaica Fire Brigade in 1995, having understanding of my job, I realized that I would want to be a supervisor very soon. So I went seeking a course that I could do just to elevate myself. I went over to the MIND office in Mandeville, and the greeting and the welcome from the staff there was very encouraging. They gave me an entire manual to go through to see what I needed to do. My decision to attend MIND was the best decision I could have made as a young public sector worker. I encourage every public sector worker to seek out MIND, look at their programs, select something. There is something there for you.
MIND has solidified its mark as a center for excellence and continues to facilitate capacity building for national development and the continued transformation of the Jamaican public sector.
I choose MIND.
I choose MIND, and so should you.
I feel so privileged to represent the MIND.
For more information, contact us at 876-927-17613. Visit our campuses in Kingston and Mandeville or our website at www.mind.edu.jm.
So we met some students who shared with us their love for dancing. We now share with you our late former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Edward Siaga's love for the music industry.
I wanted you to listen to the song and tell me the memories that it brings back for you.
This is not my first local record, but this is my first local record that is a local record. The others were other records that had roots abroad. And having done that, it was very successful.
And this is where we leave you for today, but do join us again tomorrow for what promises to be another informative edition. If you missed anything, you can watch it all again on our website or YouTube channel. And don't forget to keep up with us via our Facebook, Instagram or Twitter pages. Remember to join the global initiative under the UN's Sustainable Development Goal Target 8.7 to take immediate and effective measures to eradicate forced labor and secure the prohibition and elimination of the worst forms of child labor, including recruitment and use of child soldiers, and by 2025 end child labor in all its forms. On behalf of the entire production crew here at the GIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.